Okay, jeg tror, der er stream i gang. Så jeg må skynde mig lige at dele den. 0 viewers so far. Okay, so tuning back in at the cooking live stream here. We are now ready to mix all the dry parts. So that is some flour, cocoa, salt, and vanilla. And we need, let me see, 4.5 deciliters of this flour. So let's go ahead. I have my measuring cup and measure up 4.5 parts of this shit. So I don't know if you can see this. It's a bit hard with one hand. Just bear with me. Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna take a spoon for this. Or, no, I can make it. Right. So, yeah, this is a cake. It's all approximations. So, should be fine either way. That's pretty closely 4.5. So, transfer this. And the next part is the salt. So, we'll just have a bit of that. That was the salt. And then this vanilla. And we need 4.5 teaspoons of vanilla. So just grab a teaspoon and 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. Okay. Next part is, let me just see if I can get comments on my laptop. I have the recipe here, but can I see my own stream somehow? My channel. Okay, I'm live. Let me see. Are you writing anything? There we go. Okay. Nope, no comments. Okay. So, back at it. The next part is the cocoa. So 12 teaspoons. Yeah. I already have a teaspoon over here. So let's just... And you know, you can never really have too much cocoa, so they're going to be big spoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so we got all the dry parts mixed, and yeah, the butter is pretty melted. I've been keeping it at a low temperature, just so that it wouldn't solidify again. But I'm just gonna turn up the heat a bit. The next part is to transfer all the dry parts to the egg and flour mix. And we're gonna use one of these things. Let me see, where do I have it? It appears we have a problem, because I can't find it. Okay. So we're just gonna keep on looking. There it is. Found it. Gonna put this to the side. Put the whole mix into here. And this is so there are no large chunks of this in the end. And I'll just wiggle it a bit. And this is probably going to take a minute or so, just to get it all transferred. And you'll probably see in the end we'll have like 5, 6, 7, 8 small bits of this left. You can see here. There are these small ones that just won't go through the holes. And these are too big, not nice, so I'll just pull them out. Okay, and then I'll just transfer this and mix all of this up. And that might be hard to do with only one hand. So I'm just gonna place my phone here. You can look at me. Hi there. So just continue mixing this. And it's important to get it fully mixed so that in the end, when you bake the cake, there won't be any large dry parts or any wet parts. So it has to be a very homogeneous mix here. Yeah, I have tried before making cakes where this just failed and I didn't mix it well enough, and you'll end up with like just wet or flour in your mouth. There we go. So just a large cube of flour, and it's not really nice. So yeah, it's very important to do this properly. It's gonna take some time as well. Yeah, nothing much to do. Are there any comments? Nope. So just, you'll have to endure for like the next 3 minutes as I do this. The reason actually for me choosing to make a cake today is because yesterday I made a cake for my class, because we have this weekly cake thing where we make cake for each other. And that went really well. It was actually quite nice. So I had some spare ingredients left, and I thought that it would probably be a nice idea to make another batch so that I could bring some for lunch at school and share with my friends and so on. So I hope this is going to be delicious. I'm having a bit of trouble mixing it. I don't have much expertise making cakes either, but I figured that it was a nice cake, so why not just continue? I don't even know if there are any viewers right now, but I'll keep on doing this. You requested it. So as you can see right now, it's pretty well mixed, but it needs some more. And of course, as more and more flour gets mixed in, it becomes more and more solid and harder to mix. So you need quite a bit of power for the last stretch here. Sometimes I'm even afraid the spoon will bend or something, but it's pretty fine. So, just getting the last parts through, and just be especially careful that there aren't any blocks of flour on the sides here, because they are easy to miss. So get through and down to the bottom and out into the sides. So now I'm pretty sure that it's done. I'll just, yeah, it's pretty nice. Oh, there's a comment. Yeah, you're getting hungry. You know, when this one comes in the oven, the whole house will smell like, I don't know, cake and cocoa for the next couple of days. So, what's the next step? So, yeah, I need to mix the butter in now. So I'm just going to slowly mix this in while I try to stir it a bit. I don't know if I'll be successful, but let's try. Let's just plug up some holes and just pour it in. Can you see this? How's the camera angle? I don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah, the camera angle seems nice. Okay, so I'll just continue slowly adding the melted butter, and I have allowed it a little bit of time to cool. If it's too warm, the parts might go out of solution. So you have 1 part water, 1 part fat, and yeah, it's not nice. And while I'm adding it, I'm just starting to mix it in with the solution. So I've added the last bit. I'm just gonna completely mix it in, just by stirring. And you can probably see now that there's a lot of butter in here. I have no clue if you can see it, but let me see. There we go. Let's see. A lot of melted butter. I'm just gonna mix that in. Let me just go back to the comments. Nothing new. Okay. So, and maybe it was a bit too warm because some of it has actually gone out of solution, but I'm just gonna be careful not to spill any over the sides because this bowl is pretty filled by now. Oh shit. By the way, what is this live streaming trend? It's actually pretty funny, but it's also pretty dumb. Okay, and I can feel now that this dough is going to be a lot more moist and wet by the time I'm done, because as all the butter mixes in, there's a lot more water and liquid in the solution. So I'm just gonna mix it around, just to get every last bit of butter into this solution. Yeah, this can be probably the most boring part of watching a cooking live stream, because when you watch it on TV, they'll always have prepared some of the food, like, oh yeah, we cheated and we prepared it at home, and they'll just bring the entire mixed dough, because no one wants to look at me stirring this dough here. They just want the finished product. But in real life, that's not really how it works. And if I was recording this to a YouTube video, I'd just cut this entire part out. But you're stuck watching me doing this now. So, but I pretty much have all the butter mixed in. I'll show you in 2 seconds. So you can see here that it's a nice homogeneous solution. I'll add the nuts now. So these are walnuts, and they're absolutely delicious. So be careful not to spill any. It would be a waste. Just adding them slowly. Oh, I spilled a couple. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, there we go. There we go. And just mix them in. This adds a nice bit of crunch. So the cake will probably have a more molten middle layer and some crisp sides. And inside you'll have these pieces of walnut, which are crunchy. So that's a nice texture for a cake, in my opinion. So you can also add the walnuts as some sort of topping, if you like. But I prefer it this way. So, but remember, you can always make your own cake. It's your choice, however you make it. So, that's all of this done, and all the ingredients are in. So, I'm going to, let me see. Yeah, I'm going to put it in a shape here, and I'm going to put it in the oven. So it should be 150 or so. Okay, so I'll just add it here. So now we've got this one ready, and before you pour over the mix, remember to put in some baking paper, because else it can dry up and stick to the sides. So there we go. Just get a sheet of this shit. And pro tip, it's rolled one way, and if you unroll it the opposite way, it won't actually roll up again. So, yeah. And the size is already perfectly cut. I'll just add a bit of this batter to it in the start, and then I'll add the rest in one go. And just, I'm adding a bit here so that I'm certain that the paper will stick down and I won't have to move it or something like that. I can see now that there's a bit of weight to it. It's a lot easier to manage. And I'll just, this is fine, add the rest in one go. Oh, let me see, one-handed. Yeah, this is hard one-handed. You're just gonna have to look at me like this. I hope this works. There we go, it should be fine. So, and of course you want to transfer all of this because you don't want to let any go to waste. Or you can do it the other way and leave some behind because it's actually pretty delicious uncooked. And the risk of getting salmonella in Denmark is 1 in a million or so. So I wouldn't really have any troubles eating this raw. But in my opinion, it is more delicious as slices of cake. So I'll just try to get as much as I can out of this. And let me just check the comments again. No, nothing new. Okay. But you know, some will be stuck and I will be licking that off. So you could get some kind of dough scraper for this. It's not worth the hassle because I'd have to wash that. So this is fine. There's some left. It's fine. Let me see. Yeah. The next step is to spread this evenly. There's no yeast or any cooking powder, baking powder in, so it's not going to grow in the oven. It's just spread it into a fine layer here. And you know, this would be a lot easier to do with both hands, but it wouldn't be as fun, now would it? And you can see, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there are tons of small pieces of walnut everywhere. So I think this is going to be a success. Yeah, and I want to get it kind of smooth because then the finish will look better. So let me see. And also all the pieces will be equally sized. But I don't know. You can put this cake in the freezer as well. So if you make a large batch like I'm doing right now, you can save some up for later and just eat it whenever you want to. I think I might put like half of this in the freezer and I'll manage to eat the other half before it goes bad. I think it can hold a pretty long time. It's not going to go bad instantly. I think that's pretty. And I'm sorry for the interruption. We're back. So what's changed? Nothing. It's still the cake. The oven will be warm enough soon. Yeah, it's beeping because I put something on the stove here. Let me just see if this... Okay, it stopped beeping. So, next step. This is ready. In another 5 minutes or so, the oven will be warm enough. So I'll just clean some of this up. So just put it back in the cupboard or the cabinet. So this is cocoa. Goes in here. And the flour, I don't know. I should probably get like a rubber band or something for this. But the sugar is fine. There's not much left. I used nearly a kilo of it. There it goes. This is nice to snack on. Vanilla goes back to the cupboard. I'm just gonna throw the eggs in the trash because I used them all. This is all going to go into the dishwasher just in 5 minutes. Salt is going to go back where it belongs. Just gonna pack this up. And I hope you realize I'm doing all of this left-handed. So just give me some kudos. I put some water in to make sure the sides doesn't stick to it. It's nice to do early. It's just a general cooking trick. If you've cooked something like rice or sauce or something and it sticks a bit, just let it soak in water, and in another 20 minutes it'll be easy to get out. So, wetting a cloth here so I can just take and remove all this. This is going into the trash as well. I'll need to take that out after the stream, but that's for another time. The oven is still not ready. So I'll just put the phone here while I get a rubber band for the flour. Found one. Rubber bands is like the best thing to have in the kitchen. It really is essential because every time you open something, you'll be able to close it again. So that's pretty close. So I'm mostly closing it so that humidity from the air doesn't seep in, because that will make it clump up into like big pieces. So now I'm just, oh damn, for a couple of weeks, that's a long time. I'm just gonna see if I can get the last bit off of the spoon, and I think the oven is ready. There we go. I'll put this into the oven. And then in another 40 minutes, it'll be finished. So, oh, there we go. Sorry that you had to see that. Yep, it's in. And let's set a timer. So, how do we do that? Here, just for 30 minutes. And yeah, thank you all for watching. That was my cooking stream. It's finished. I hope you tune back in next time, where we will be making pancakes.